What's going on, guys? It's your boy LQ, Mr. Real Deal Fantasy HQ, fire content only. Here today to talk about Odell Beckham and his dynasty future. Now, it's in the air. It's questions if he's going to return back as a Ram or if he's going to go somewhere else. I mean, these are questions that we need to know as a buyer or a seller. I mean, I feel as though a lot of people picked up Odell Beckham off the waiver wire or they picked him up, for cheap or whatever the case may be. So I'm giving you perspective as a buyer, then I'm going to give you perspective as a seller. So you both need to be cautious. You know what I mean? You don't want to miss out on something good, or you don't want to overpay for him to be back in a situation where he was at, with Cleveland. So I don't want to waste any more time. So let's get right into the episode. So we are here to talk about Odell Beckham. I didn't think I would be doing another video about Odell Beckham because I thought his career would end with the Cleveland Browns. But obviously it didn't. He was released, picked up by the Rams, and here we are in 2022 playoffs. And he's here to do great things, score touchdowns, fades, and celebration, Call of Duty celebrations, whatever the case may be. So everything is great in LA for Odell Beckham. Now, look at his stats compared to what he's doing right now with the Rams. It is crazy. I mean, he has 6 touchdowns in the 8 weeks he was there and a total of 5 touchdowns for his entire time with Cleveland, which is it's disgusting. And it's safe to say that Cleveland never ever treating him like a wide receiver one was just silly on their part. And I feel as though he never was a good fit, in Cleveland to begin with, to be honest. I didn't like it. I mean, the Giants sent him there basically for his career to die out. And it almost did. They almost got the job done. I feel as though that was a little foul. That was grimy, but hey, everything happens for a reason. That might have, humbled Odell Beckham. That might have put him in a different mentality, get him more focused and hungrier. So I feel as though, Odell Beckham has always been a great talent. I know you see my old videos, or if you've been here for a while, they see that I've been trashing him, but I was trashing him because he was a Brown and I was trashing him for fantasy. I always said I'll never, ever discredit him for his talent because he's one of those guys that can go on a slant and take it to the house. That was a given, but he just was not a fit in Cleveland, and that's still true to this day. So now we're looking at his dynasty value. We're looking at if you were a buyer, if you were a seller. Now, Odell Beckham's 29 years old, so I feel as though if Odell Beckham is going to sign anywhere, it will have to be with LA. But again, LA has their cap issues. They have a little over $1 million in cap. I'm not too sure how Leslie is going to pull this off to be able to bring back a Odell Beckham and a Von Miller, like all these great talents. I feel as though, they're going to be out the door. So that's just sitting in the back of my mind. We just don't have the salary cap. But again, we've seen them play with the salary cap off like it's Madden and then be able to make magic happen. I don't know, but they do it. But I feel as though if you were a buyer, now, if you're a buyer right now, I would say it's a little too early because we don't know the fate of where he's going to play. So as a seller, honestly, you could jump all over this and sell them and you can get whatever you want because this will be the time to sell. This will be the time to cash in big because a lot of people are on the same side as I am as, he's returning back as a Ram. I can only imagine what he can do with, a full season with Matthew Stafford, full off season at that. He looks to be the red zone guy. He looks to be the guy to get it done. Cooper Kupp is there, but the Rams are going to score a ton. So therefore they can coexist. Now, Robert Woods would be returning back from ACL. The only person that honestly takes a hit here, unfortunately, is my boy Van Jefferson. So I feel as though all three of them have their roles. They all can coexist. Odell Beckham can be a guy that can average 5 targets a game, but he's going to be the guy that's going to be targeted mostly in the red zone. And he's looking to be a lethal threat, with Matthew Stafford down there in the red zone. The fades, that's something, as a Rams fan, we haven't seen that in a while. We haven't seen fades done, consistently week to week to week. So I feel as though Odell Beckham's a specialist there. And Sean McVay is going to want that when they're in clutch and desperate areas of wanting to score. So again, as a seller, this will be the time to sell with the likes of hopefully Sean McVay commits to Odell Beckham and tries to find a way to keep him on board. I feel as though if you pay him in Bitcoin, whatever he wants, get him to stay in LA for 2 years. That's all I'm saying. Odell Beckham's 29. He'll be 30, next season. So I feel as though, a lot of wide receivers aren't going to cash in at that old of an age. And let's be honest. What other team is he going to go to? What team is he going to go to and have this much success or this rebirth, this resurgence of his career? So I think it's obviously a match. It's glued and he needs to stay in LA. So as a buyer, it's a sticky situation going out to buy right now, Odell Beckham. I feel as though this offseason will basically kind of lean you where you need to stand. Buying right now, I don't think you will have the upper hand. A lot of people think, going out to get an Odell Beckham right now is like the smart move, but I feel as though just wait a little bit. Wait a little bit so free agency can happen. The season can be completely over. First of all, it's only January, so I feel as though you still have playoffs, Super Bowl, etc. So I feel as though, yeah, he's a great fit, but it's a sticky situation where it's like, hey, do I go buy Odell Beckham for X, Y, and Z plus this player, or do I wait? I'd rather honestly miss out on Odell Beckham, before he skyrockets, obviously when he's announced to re-sign with the Rams. But right now, I think you don't need to go out and buy. Don't go out and buy. But again, talking from a different perspective, if you're a seller, you can easily go out there and try to flip him for some type of picks or flip him for a player that you're looking to target or whatever the case may be. Because I'm telling you, if he signs back with the Rams, his value is just going to skyrocket. It's going to go insane. It's going to go to the moon because he's going to be very touchdown friendly. He's going to be a guy that's going to be able to make plays in the red zone, the fades, the wheel routes, whatever the case may be to get him open. He's going to be schemed in to be open. I feel as though we're seeing a preview of what Sean McVay is able to do. When you got Odell Beckham throwing passes to Cam Akers for touchdowns and stuff like that, come on, man. How do you not want to utilize that every single week for all season? They can honestly build a dynasty roster right now to where we can see this for the next couple years and be happy with it. Because I feel as though this offense is keeping Matthew Stafford young. This is me just going on Rams fandom right now, honestly. I mean, it is what it is, but this is about Odell Beckham when it comes to basically buying him in Dynasty. I think he'd be a valuable asset to your squad, if you have him. If you picked him up for cheap, with all that drama that was going on in Cleveland, then you are smart. You're a smart man or woman. And I feel as though, you hold on for dear life until you get that offer that you're able to flip him. So back to being a buyer. I feel as though, like if we look at the Browns, man, it's like it's silly they never used him as a wide receiver one. Even with the games of Jarvis Landry being out, like Odell Beckham hasn't had like a double digit, target share since 2020, and it was against the Ravens. So I feel as though it's a little disgusting that they didn't utilize him, correctly and not use him as the wide receiver one. Because honestly, he was the most talented player on that roster. So you got to think like, who was the actual problem? Obviously, it's Baker, and it's obviously the coaching staff, not trying to scheme him in. So it was really depressing to see that going on, honestly. So it's very important to understand if you're going to be buying Odell Beckham. I don't think today, as of right now, that you're watching this video, is the time to go do it. Because again, it's a little muddy to know where he's going to go. It's a little muddy being the Rams salary cap isn't something that is on paper looking like they can do. So just saying that right now, on paper, it does not look like they can do it, but let's need fuck them picks. That's basically what it goes down to. So those though, you guys, you have your expectations and you'll be able to read the situation. This is a matter of just knowing how to buy or how to flip, aka sell Odell Beckham. And again, I feel as though if you're going to be looking to sell, you can get some juicy stuff, man. Again, not everybody in your league. I'm disclaimer. I'd like putting this out there. Not everybody in leagues are fantasy analysts or head guys that are experienced with like 20 years in the game. A lot of these leagues are just guys hanging out, watching football, enjoying life, and enjoying themselves and enjoying their league mates, man. Drinking a beer, having a good time. Cheers. You know what I mean? So I feel as though you'll be able to pull this off and trades will be able to happen. So I really hate when people go out there and say, oh, you won't be able to do that. You won't be able to get that off. We just watched Amon St. Brown go for Deebo Samuel straight up last week in the fantasy community. Yeah, that happened. So again, like I said, Odell Beckham, it's a sticky situation as a buyer, but it's a good situation for a seller right now. You can sell as much as you can. You can flip it. You can even get Calvin Ridley, I think. Nah, that might be a stretch. Might be a stretch, but hey, you never know. It might happen. Somebody might be eager. Some people are still believing Calvin Ridley is probably walking away from football. So again, you could probably make that happen. But Anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode, and hopefully this was able to help you out and get your mind thinking, get the juices running, get the gears flowing about what you can do with Odell Beckham, what you have options to do, honestly, and just read the situation, stay up to date, and just watch, basically reports to see if they're interested in bringing him back. I'm sure Sean McVay is. He gets excited when he talks about Odell Beckham, and Odell Beckham looks happy in LA. So that's the most important part. He's having fun. He's on a winning team, and he has a chance. He has a chance right now to get a Super Bowl ring. So that's what's most important. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you guys next week for another great episode of Real Deal Fantasy HQ with your boy LQ. Peace.